like I was on that journey of trying to figure out what it was to love yourself.
Yeah.
Because I knew that I could never really have true love in my life again until I figured that piece out. That is the most important piece.
Just when you thought you knew everything about J-Lo, her ex-husband, Ojani Noah, drops a bombshell that could change everything. From alleged lies to claims of toxic behavior, the truth behind the Hollywood glamour is more shocking than ever. What really happened behind closed doors, and why is Ojani speaking out now? Stick around as we dive into Ojani's explosive revelations about one of the most iconic stars in the world, Jennifer Lopez. This is the untold story of J-Lo's ex, Ojani Noah, unfiltered and uncensored. Let's delve into the details. But before we continue, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell for more updates and contents like this.
I don't think he's very comfortable with me doing all of this, but he loves me. He knows I'm an artist and he's gonna support me in every way he can.
Okay, there's some drama in the Jen and Ben relationship. Yeah, after spending a few weeks together in Paris for their honeymoon, Jen and Ben are taking a break. Jen performed for the first time since tying the knot. She was in Capri, headlining a benefit concert for the Ukrainian relief effort.
She still got her beauty, her booty, and her bank account, so bye boy to him. Bobby, this isn't about me and you. Bobby, take that out.
No, this is real.
That is not part of the script.
J-Lo's love life drama is back in the spotlight. Just when it seemed she and Ben Affleck were living their happily ever after, the fairy tale might be coming to an end. Rumors are swirling that a divorce is imminent, only months after J-Lo's documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, where she declared Ben as the one. But let's be honest, hasn't she said the same thing about every man she's dated or married? It's starting to feel like J-Lo is more in love with the idea of love than the men themselves. So what's really happening here? Is J-Lo simply addicted to romance, or is there something deeper and more complex at play? Enter stage left, her first husband, Ojani Noah, and he's got some piping hot tea to spill. According to Ojani, the only person J-Lo has ever truly loved is, wait for it, herself. And here's the kicker. Ojani predicted that J-Lo and Ben's 2021 reunion wouldn't last. Back then, everyone dismissed him as just a bitter ex, but who's laughing now? But wait, it gets even juicier. An old interview with Ojani has resurfaced, and he's not just spilling tea, he's dumping the entire teapot. He claims that J-Lo dabbles in some seriously spooky practices to keep her men hooked. We're talking dark magic and love spells. Yes, you heard that right. Ojani is accusing J-Lo of using actual witchcraft to keep her romances alive. It sounds outrageous, but in Hollywood, is anything really off the table?
I was never used to being alone. I had a big family. I had cousins and my aunts and my grandma, and they'd all always be around. And so when I went off on my own, I realized how uncomfortable I was being alone. I had to learn how to do that,
So what exactly did Ojani reveal about J-Lo's love life? And how was he so certain Ben would be the next to walk away? Let's dive in. Jennifer Lopez has had her fair share of high-profile romances and a dizzying number of marriages. But with rumors swirling about an imminent divorce from Ben Affleck, it's the perfect time to take a messy trip down memory lane. Let's see what J-Lo's other exes have spilled about what really drives this self-proclaimed hopeless romantic in the love department.
Jennifer Lopez, how wonderful. And congratulations, you just got married.
Yes, I just got married. Been married a month and 4 days.
How long did you two know each other?
For a year. It's enough. I didn't need much convincing. Beautiful. Thank you.
Now, you've also done a movie with Jack Nicholson?
Yes. Blood and Wine came out last month, February. Yeah.
Let's rewind to 1997, when Jennifer Lopez was making waves in Hollywood with her breakout role in Selena. That same year, she married her first husband, Cuban actor and producer, Ojani Noah. However, their romance was brief, ending just 11 months later. Ojani wasn't ready to fade quietly into obscurity, though. He planned to release a tell-all book about their relationship. J-Lo wasn't having it and hit him with a lawsuit, ultimately winning and putting an end to his literary ambitions. But here's where the plot thickens. Ojani later revealed that jealousy played a major role in their breakup. While still married to Ojani, J-Lo publicly stepped out with none other than P. Diddy. Ojani recounted to the Daily Mail that he confronted Jen about going on dates with Diddy, and she claimed, "It's just business. This is what I'm being told I have to do." Ojani, feeling justified in his jealousy, would shout, "But you are married." As it turned out, Ojani's jealousy was not unfounded, as J-Lo did go on to date Diddy publicly for 2 years.
He was larger than life, but at first I didn't like him at all. I didn't. I thought he was like, ick. I didn't like him because, Sean and I were very different that way. I was very family oriented, and that's how I was raised. Once I got to know him and, we became friends first, and then we developed this bond. We both understood where we were at that time in our lives, and we both knew nobody else understood exactly how we felt. So in that way, we kind of bond.
As for Diddy, he told People in 2006 that out of all of his high-profile relationships, Jennifer was one of the great ones. But is that really a compliment coming from Diddy? Given what we know about him now, being labeled great by Sean Diddy Combs might seem more like a red flag than a praise. Anyway, let's shift to J-Lo's next public romance and her second marriage to dancer Chris Judd. J-Lo and Chris met on the set of her Love Don't Cost a Thing music video, shortly after her split from Diddy in 2001.
I had my own sparks, Look at Honey, my sparks was just flying all off me. She was married at the time, so I was in my own relationship, so I had to have self-control. And then we just became friends. I was a dancer, she was a dancer. I was ambitious, she was ambitious. I was a workaholic, she was a workaholic. At first, all of those things was working, and I've been.
J-Lo and Chris had a whirlwind romance, marrying the same year they met. However, J-Lo filed for divorce less than a year later. Chris later hinted that J-Lo didn't put much effort into making their marriage work, telling US Weekly, "I can't give you the answer as to why her relationships don't work. I think that it is work. It's whether you want to work on it or not. When you sign up to get married, you can't just walk away." Chris also mentioned that living out their relationship in the public eye was challenging. However, J-Lo wasn't exactly trying to keep things low-key, saying, "It's very tough," Chris said. "Your privacy is breached. You're no longer a normal person. Our wedding was a circus. I think several people got arrested trying to climb up a mountain, trying to sneak in. We actually rented the airspace."
Jennifer walks in, I shake her hand, and we kind of look at each other. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to marry this woman. That's what I said to myself. I'm like, holy crap.
But while Chris was busy moping over his heartbreak from J-Lo, she wasted no time and rekindled her romance with singer Marc Anthony, whom she had a brief fling with back in the late 90s. Marc soon became husband number 3 for J-Lo. They welcomed twins Max and Emmy, but even the kids couldn't keep the marriage from crashing down. J-Lo and Marc tied the knot in June 2004, just a week after Marc finalized his divorce from his first wife, Dayanara Torres, with whom he has 2 sons. This led to rumors that J-Lo was a homewrecker. But honestly, the real homewrecker here is Marc, given that he has 7 kids with 3 different women. J-Lo and Marc announced their separation in July 2011 with a statement to E! News. You might think that after her 3rd divorce, and with 2 young children, just 3 years old at the time, J-Lo would take a break from the dating scene. But you'd be wrong. J-Lo couldn't stay single for long. Less than 3 months after her breakup with Marc, she was already making headlines again. In November 2011, she stepped out with a new beau, backup dancer Casper Smart, who was 18 years her junior. Casper later told Hola magazine, "I was 23 or 24. She was 18 years older, so she was about 42 years old with 2 kids. But in the moment, everything just clicked. We spent every day together for a year." J-Lo and Casper first met while filming the music video for Dance Again and embarked on a highly publicized romance that lasted about 2.5 years. However, when J-Lo crossed paths with former New York Yankees star Alex Rodriguez, their relationship took a turn. Alex later described meeting Jennifer as the luckiest day of his life. J-Lo quickly ended things with Casper, and by 2017, she was publicly dating Alex.
Okay, who initiated the first kiss? Who apologizes first after a fight? Who is the funny one? Who is more romantic? Wait. Who is the most patient?
About 2 years later, Alex proposed during a dreamy vacation in the Bahamas, presenting J-Lo with a stunning $1 million diamond ring. Despite the extravagant engagement, they kept delaying the wedding, citing the COVID-19 pandemic as the main reason. However, the pandemic wasn't the only factor in their split. By April 2021, their romance had ended. And who was J-Lo spotted with that very same month? None other than Ben Affleck. As soon as rumors started swirling that Bennifer was back on, J-Lo acted quickly, removing all traces of A-Rod from her Instagram. It seemed that J-Lo's PR team began pushing the narrative that A-Rod may have cheated, while also portraying him as still obsessed with J-Lo and unable to let go. A source close to J-Lo revealed that she told Alex that Ben is now her everything, but A-Rod just wouldn't take the hint. The insider said, she gets that she and Alex were together for 5 years, that they planned to marry, and everyone was rooting for them. But it ended. It's over. It's done. J-Lo wants him to move on and wishes him well. But here's the twist. When J-Lo and A-Rod got engaged in 2019, she declared that A-Rod was her forever partner and soulmate. It's almost as if she recycles these grand declarations. A source close to J-Lo told People at the time, they are incredible together, very much soulmates that bring out the best in each other and are so supportive of each other. From the start, they moved very quickly. Their relationship was always very passionate. Jennifer quickly fell very hard for Alex, and she quickly started planning for the future.
No, and then he's like, he texted me, said, let's go out to dinner. I said, okay.
What did you have then?
Oh, wow.
But here's the thing with J-Lo. She seems to fall out of love as quickly as she falls in. So, when she moved on from her so-called soulmate A-Rod, the moment Ben reappeared, you can bet A-Rod had some strong feelings about it. Sources close to A-Rod revealed that he was shocked by how swiftly J-Lo moved on. He genuinely believed that they could make it work and reconnect, saying he has been reaching out to J-Lo, trying to meet with her, and she has been very short with him. One source said at the time, adding that Alex was saddened about J-Lo's reunion with Ben. However, J-Lo reportedly had no interest in rekindling anything with A-Rod and made it clear she was done. That's when A-Rod started throwing subtle shade at her, like posting a photo next to the red Porsche he gave to J-Lo for her 50th birthday with the caption, "I'm super down to earth." Meanwhile, sources close to Alex claimed he was seriously annoyed by how inauthentic J-Lo appeared. Remember how she blamed excessive media attention for derailing her wedding plans with Ben Affleck in 2004? Fast forward to their 2021 reunion, and it seemed like J-Lo was reveling in the media spotlight and actively courting the tabloids. But now it seemed Alex might be having the last laugh. Sure, he's being petty, but who can blame him? The gossip mill suggests that Alex has told his inner circle he suspects J-Lo was actually cheating on him with Ben while they were still together. He's reportedly convinced that all the drama J-Lo is facing now is just her karma. A source told In Touch that A-Rod still harbors strong feelings about how J-Lo dumped him and quickly moved on with Ben just weeks after their split. Alex fell apart when J-Lo ran off with Ben, the source said. He felt like she tossed him out with the trash when she got a better offer from Ben, and it did a huge number on him. He went from planning a wedding to watching her marry someone else in what felt like the blink of an eye. It was the worst year of his life. And to make things 10 times worse, J-Lo didn't have an ounce of empathy for him. She flaunted her romance with Ben every chance she got. As for the swirling divorce rumors between J-Lo and Ben, it seems A-Rod is absolutely reveling in the drama. According to insiders, he's soaking up every moment of it, saying to see her getting some karma for her actions is pretty sweet, even if A-Rod wouldn't admit that publicly. One source said, his friends all know he's been waiting for things with her and Ben to crash and burn. The source shared that Alex feels he dodged a bullet by not marrying J-Lo and is thoroughly enjoying watching this train wreck unfold. He still harbors significant resentment towards her and feels completely justified in doing so. But you know who else is enjoying the J-Lo and Ben drama? None other than J-Lo's first husband, Ojani Noah. Ojani is relishing his I told you so moment, having been the first to publicly predict that J-Lo and Ben wouldn't last. When J-Lo and Ben Affleck tied the knot in that Las Vegas ceremony in July 2022, almost 2 decades after calling off their first wedding, it was meant to be the ultimate fairy tale. It seemed like living proof that true love is worth the wait. And after 3 failed marriages, J-Lo was finally marrying the man she always claimed was her true soulmate. While everyone was swooning over the Bennifer reunion, Ojani Noah, J-Lo's first husband, wasn't exactly impressed. He told the Daily Mail at the time that J-Lo had once told him he was her forever guy. In Ojani's words, that was 3 husbands and 5 engagements ago. I wish her and Ben the best, but I'm not convinced it will last, Ojani told the Mail. Jen loves being in love, but she's been engaged 6 times. Ben is husband number 4. I was husband number 1, and she told me I was the love of her life. When we lay in bed on our wedding night, she said we would be together forever. Ojani also revealed that after J-Lo began seeing Diddy, her team urged him. They even traveled to Chicago to film an Oprah Winfrey interview where they discussed their marriage. Oprah knew we were having problems, Ojani said. I was sitting in the audience and thought Oprah would come to me because we had talked about it beforehand. Oprah said to Jen, I hear you guys are having problems. But with that beautiful face and that beautiful smile, Jen said, no, everything is amazing, or something like that. According to Ojani, he lost 40 pounds from stress as he tried to save his marriage, while at the same time, their whole life became a lie. But you know what? That's not even the messiest thing Ojani said about J-Lo. In an old interview that recently resurfaced, Ojani made some wild allegations about J-Lo using witchcraft and love spells to get what she wants. So, remember when J-Lo scored the role of the late Mexican-American singer Selena in the 1997 biopic, even though she wasn't Mexican and had 0 acting credentials at the time? Well, back then, there were some wild rumors floating around that J-Lo might have used actual witchcraft to land that role.
There's so many aspects to the role. There's the accent, there's the singing and dancing. She was such an incredible performer. I'm not a singer, I haven't performed as a singer, so I'm a dancer. I'd be singing and the mic be over here, I'd be like, oh, the mic, because it's not really my voice.
The rumors about witchcraft have been circulating since the 90s, and then Ojani Noah added fuel to the fire by claiming that J-Lo used voodoo spells on him and her other partners. Claudia Vasquez, who dated Ojani after J-Lo, later confirmed these claims. She told Spanish media that J-Lo practices Santeria and allegedly used spells to secure her role as Selena. I've been told she does the worst frightening stuff, Claudia said. Jennifer has a godmother in Miami whom I've never met, but Ojani knows her, and she calls this woman to tell her, do this to this person, put up a black candle, etc. She's done amares, or spells, on all her boyfriends. It's a typical thing for anybody involved in Santeria. But even with all that, she always ends up leaving them. Claudia also claimed that J-Lo used Santeria to secure the lead role in Selena over Salma Hayek. But it gets even wilder. There are rumors that J-Lo leveraged her connections with powerful industry figures to land the part, with whispers suggesting that Mariah Carey's ex-husband and former Sony Music CEO Tommy Mottola was involved. Although J-Lo and Tommy's rumored romance was never confirmed at the time, there were allegations that J-Lo was one of Tommy's alleged mistresses, with the affair supposedly occurring around the same time she was filming Selena. Here's a twist. In 1998, J-Lo attended the Grammy Awards with Tommy Mottola, and shortly after, it was announced that she had signed a record deal with Sony. Coincidence? You decide. So, what are your thoughts on J-Lo's tumultuous love life? How do you feel about the comments from her first husband, Ojani Noah? And do you think there's any truth to the witchcraft rumors? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't miss our next video. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this.